Okay, this is how we're going to make some Phat Fudge today. What you need is cinnamon, turmeric, red pepper, black pepper, Hershey's unsweetened cocoa, tahini, some vanilla, and 2 sticks of grass-fed butter, 1/3 a cup measuring cup, 1 cup measuring cup, a tablespoon, and I'll use this knife to get the tahini out. And if you have only half a container of tahini left, you need a spatula to get it out. So I just put that out there to show you the easiest way to do it. Also, what you're going to need is that kind of ice cube tray with this type of insert. The plastic tray will work, but it's a real pain to get the Phat Fudge out. This is much better. You get them about $8 to $10 on Amazon. Okay? Alright, here we go. I'm going to turn my pan on. It's best to use a heavy pan. I'm going to turn it on low. You don't want this mixture to boil. So I have it on low. I'm going to go through this about the average speed I make this at. I'm not going to waste any time because I'm usually in a hurry when I do this. Alright, open up the butter. I throw this butter in the pan and start it melting. The heavier the pan you use, the better. This is a copper pot, but a heavy pan, any heavy pan will work. If you only have a light pan, then use that, but just watch your heat. There we go. I'm going to throw that right there. Now the tahini is real sticky stuff. You can see that. The oil separates. I'm going to take this knife. The best way to do this is to use a kitchen knife, not a sharp knife, and stir that, get as much of that oil down into that tahini as you can. Right, you're going to use 1 cup of tahini, which is sesame, ground sesame seed. Okay. It's all stuck down the bottom there. I'm just going to stir it up as best I can. I've tried every single way to do this, and the best way, believe me, is to just use a knife like this. This is the best way to do it. You need a cup of this, so I'm going to start pouring that in the cup. And I go down the bottom and see if I can get some of that out of there. It's really messy stuff, but that's about the best you can do with it. Usually there's 2 cups in one of these containers. So when I'm done with it, I cap it, wipe it off, put it in the refrigerator upside down. I'm going to use a spatula to get the tahini off the inside of this cup. You can see the butter's melting pretty well. I'm going to pour that tahini in and get as much of it off the inside of this cup as possible. It sticks to everything. And that'll save you a lot of time by using a spatula. You just rub the spatula on the pan. As the pan warms up, the tahini will slide down into the pan. Alright, we're done with that. Next, there's 1/3 of a cup of unsweetened cocoa. In no particular order, you can put these ingredients in. I take a heaping cup because I like a lot of cocoa. Heaping 1/3 cup. Put that in there. All right. Now, I got tahini all over my tablespoon. I gotta get that out of there. All right, we're going to take a big heaping tablespoon of turmeric. Now I just learned that turmeric has, I knew it had anti-inflammatory qualities, and a little bit more in there. And they found that for some reason, the turmeric's anti-inflammatory properties are released 1,000 times better if you add a couple of sprinklings of black pepper to it. Why, we don't know. This is an optional. This is red pepper, cayenne pepper. I'm just going to sprinkle some in there, not very much. There you go, plenty, that's plenty. A big heaping tablespoon of cinnamon. I don't know how much you like. Real healthy stuff. Vanilla. I tried to find some vanilla. It doesn't have any alcohol. That'll be my next endeavor. Hard to find. This has a little bit of the normal amount of alcohol, but I got this at Sam's. It's not that expensive. I just put a little bit of vanilla in there. Now, the next thing you want is, I'm going to put a couple of ounces of espresso in here. I've already loaded the espresso maker. You can use good strong coffee or just omit it. It's up to you. This is about a 4-ounce cup. Good strong espresso. I'm going to pour that in here. You can see it's starting to bubble a little bit, so I don't want that. I'm going to turn the temperature down a little bit. Alright, another optional, if you're on the Whole30, you don't want to add any honey, but Julia and I like a little bit of honey sometimes. It just sweetens up a little bit, about that much honey, not very much. You can add it or not, it's fine. Now I use a wooden spoon because this is a copper pot, and I'm going to start stirring that up. And you can see that butter is still, some of it's pretty unmelted, but it'll start to melt as you stir it. And you're gonna get that. You're gonna make a chocolate. I guess you could chocolate a chocolate sauce. And stir all that cocoa powder down in there. Now I'm going to stir this for a little bit to make sure everything gets mixed up. Another thing you can use, and I found this beneficial too, you see there's some lumps of butter and whatnot in there, maybe some tahini, is to take a whisk. Get that out of here. Turn this down a little bit more. I don't want it to boil. I'm going to whisk this. Just to make sure I get all the ingredients dispersed throughout that mixture. Alright, not very long. Very good, we're almost done. Good. Now, I'm going to turn this off and get a pot holder, and we're going to get this mixture here, and come over here. Where's my spatula? Right there. And I'm going to pour that in the ice cube tray. As much of it out as possible. Alright, that looks pretty good. And smooth it out a little bit. Alright. Now we're going to take the insert. I broke the lever on here. And we're going to put that in here. Push that down, get it down to the bottom, and the ice cube tray is aluminum. It's going to get hot really fast, so we have a place in the freezer for this, and we usually put down a piece of paper. Okay, I can handle that. I'm gonna pick that up. I'll put that in the freezer. All right. Very good. Within 2 hours, it'll be set up. You take it out of the freezer and put it in the refrigerator until it softens a little bit. It's very difficult to get it out if it's frozen. Leave it in the refrigerator a few hours and then take it and just pull that insert out and pull the cubes out, and it'll be of a nice consistency, and you leave it in there in the refrigerator until you need it. And it'll come out something like this in cubes. And what we usually do is we'll take a knife, and this is how it's about that consistency. It's nice and soft. You see it'll break easily. And we eat about that much at a time. So, ice cube tray can last you a week or two, depending on how much you eat. It's a good source of fat, and hope you enjoy that.